Hey, what's going on, everyone in the YouTube world? It is Brandon Keith Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Coming to you live this, Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. You've seen the thumbnail. We are talking casting or the recasting of Black Panther, or I hope that it would be. I'm here by myself right now. I may be joined by a couple of guests later on tonight, and we're just going to rock with it. And so I was going to make a video about this, but I was just kind of saying to myself, hey, I kind of want to do this, via Facebook Live, just so I can hear exactly what everybody else has to say, and just kind of get your opinions on that. Because since the news was released last Thursday during Disney's Investor Day meeting, Kevin Feige, the head guy in charge over at Marvel Studios, is saying basically that, they're not going to recast Black Panther, they're not going to be recasting T'Challa. And I was very, taken aback by that. But before I get into all the nitty gritty, I just want to thank all of you who are tuned in right now. I do appreciate it. If you're watching this right now, please, 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 click the like button, click the like button, click the like button. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers as soon as I possibly can. But like I was saying, and share the video, guys, share the video. And like I was saying last week, last Thursday, they had this, Disney Investor Day meeting, and I was just overblown, just overwhelmed with all of the information they dropped. I mean, I was just so excited. I was like a kid at Christmas, just with all this content with Star Wars and, everything on Disney Plus, Disney proper, and then Marvel. I'm just like, yes, I just was not expecting all of this. And, I was just like, I was really, really happy. I was really, really thrilled. But then when Kevin Feige dropped that bomb saying that, that they're not going to recast T'Challa, that just really broke my heart. And I actually was laying down on my couch looking at the ceiling for about a good 10 minutes, like, no, this is the wrong decision. I mean, I was happy initially. I made a video about it, talking about, they said that they're not going to move forward with a CGI Chadwick Boseman. And I thought that was great. I thought there would be, I thought that's perfect. I thought it would be a horrible idea if they wanted to do some type of CGI rendering, for the character of T'Challa. And so I'm really glad that they did not go that route, but I'm really bummed out that they're not going to recast the character. And we're going to talk about it. But before we do, let's go ahead and hear from the man, Kevin Feige himself, if for some chance you did not get a chance to check out the video.
I wanted to acknowledge the devastating loss of a dear friend and member of the Marvel Studios family. Chadwick Boseman was an immensely talented actor and an inspirational individual who affected all of our lives professionally and personally. His portrayal of T'Challa the Black Panther is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character. However, to honor the legacy that Chad helped us build through his portrayal of the King of Wakanda, we want to continue to explore the world of Wakanda and all of the rich and varied characters introduced in the first film. Writer-director Ryan Coogler is hard at work on the sequel now and will bring the film to you in theaters July 8th, 2022.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was Kevin Feige himself. And guess what? I am not here alone by myself. I'm here with my boy, Larry. What's going on, good sir? How are you doing?
Man, I am doing fine. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm doing pretty well. I was just checking out your live that you had with the other gentleman going over that tech right there. And hold on 1 second. We got somebody else joining the team too.
You know what it is.
Eman.
You know what it is.
Yes, sir. Eman from Eman's Movie Reviews. You know, both of these gentlemen are super, super cool. We got Larry up on top right. He's in Virginia. And Eman at the bottom center. He is in the windy city of Chicago. And, you know, just a couple of gentlemen here just trying to talk about this Black Panther casting.
I'm getting a real bad echo. Let me grab some headphones.
Okay, go ahead and do what you do. But like I was saying, how many have we got in the room? 26 people in the live right now. Again, I want to say thank you to all 26 of you. I really do appreciate it. Please smash the like button, hit the like button, push the like button. Also hit that subscribe button, and not just my channel. Go ahead and subscribe to Eman's channel as well. There is a link down to his work down in the description box. This guy works very, very hard on his videos, hours upon hours on his edit. And so, Eman, I just started this thing about 6 minutes ago. I was just kind of giving everybody, you know, just kind of like an introduction. I just replayed the clip of Kevin Feige, of him actually making the announcement this past Thursday. And, you know, I got Recast T'Challa up here. And also, check, like I was saying, check out Eman. He does weekly recaps. And he made about a little over 30-minute video this past week, just summing up everything Disney Plus. But the end of it was dedicated to Chadwick Boseman himself, and Eman was just kind of giving the world his thoughts, and he broke it down. It was very, very thorough. And I'm just go ahead and share this with people real quick. Hold on, let me.
I think it's at the 21 mark.
Can y'all see that? Yeah, there you go, right there. Check out why not casting Black Panther may be a problem. So you guys can go check that out after you check us out right here. And so, like I'm saying, guys, this is going to be real relaxed, okay? I'm going to give my thoughts. These two gentlemen are going to give their thoughts. And then I want to hear from all of you, all 38 of you in the live chat right now. I want to know, are you cool with recasting Black Panther? Do you think it's disrespectful? Because surprisingly, it's split down the middle. Ever since the news came out, some people's like, oh, I feel robbed. They need to recast them. Some people are like, it's disrespectful. We need to be Shuri in. And so we're going to talk about it real quick. But Larry, let me go ahead and pass to you real quick. What do you think about this news about T'Challa, not being recast? Do you think he should be recast? Do you not? Tell me how you feel, my brother. And then, Eman, I'm going to go to you.
Well, you guys know how I feel. I feel like they should just go ahead and bring back Killmonger, who is the rightful ruler of Wakanda anyway. You know, they should bring him back. I mean, he was the perfect person for this day and age. We are in this moment of Black people pushing back against an oppressive system. So to have someone like Killmonger out there that is actually talking about going out there and giving people the tools to fight against the oppressor would be dope.
All right.
Would be incredible.
Why you bring the spam on here? What is the spam?
You know how it is. You know what it is.
No more invitations for you. I'm gonna give it to E-Man, and we're gonna come back to you. Okay?
Oh man. I mean, look, you know, first of all, there is no right or wrong answer. Let's just get that straight. You know, because a lot of this stuff is going to be dependent on how people feel, right? I mean, anytime you have a death of a real person, it is an emotional situation.
Right.
And you know, now I do feel that there are more reasons why we should not, you know, why the decision by Marvel right now to not recast him is problematic. I understand their decision. I don't agree with it. And that is coming as a huge Chadwick Boseman fan. I believe we can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I believe that we can honor the real life person without compromising the fictional story character, which, by the way, Chadwick Boseman put his all into. And what I'm talking about is you're talking about a guy for 4 years while he was doing Civil War, all the way to Infinity War, Endgame, and, you know, Black Panther, etc. He's been fighting cancer because of that character, because he wanted to make that character something for all of us to enjoy. And I just personally find it hard to believe, especially listening to his interviews and stuff, that he would be okay with his character just coming to a full stop.
Right.
And this has absolutely nothing to do with any misogynistic stuff, because a lot of people are like, but it's Shuri's time. I'm totally fine with Shuri taking on the mantle eventually.
Exactly.
I'm not okay with prematurely cutting this character's story off, because he's got a lot of story left to tell. And something else that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, if we gonna talk about representation does not mean just have a black figure up there, just have black people. Little black boys need representation the same way little black girls need representation, with Shuri, for example. So to me, I'm sitting here like, yo, I remember when I did a watch party for Black Panther, and I saw a lot of little boys being like, yo, I love T'Challa. Yo, I want to be T'Challa. And I saw other little girls saying, I love Shuri, etc. And my thing is, I don't like this idea that we have to swap the stories and regulate, because here's the thing. If we don't recast T'Challa, what does that actually mean? Logically
I have no
speaking,
idea.
right. Logically speaking, it can only go to one of two things. I don't care how creative Marvel wants to get with it. It can only mean, I would say, three things. One, he's a background character. He exists in the MCU. He's doing things. We never see him. He becomes Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
He just lives and he's enjoying life or something. The second option is you kill his character off, which I would argue is 10 times worse, than this decision not to recast him.
Right.
The third option is maybe he lives, maybe whatever y'all want to do, multiverse. Maybe they want to say the 616 version, our version of T'Challa, won't be recast, and maybe this is just tricky wording to recast a multiverse version, so that way they can be like, our T'Challa from Chadwick, he's still here, he still exists, but because of the multiverse, which is the ultimate reset button,
right,
now we could bring in somebody else. I hope it's the latter option. I hope it's the multiverse, just to kind of give an excuse. It gives us time, to kind of grieve and mourn together, because watching Black Panther 2 is going to be emotional, I think, for a lot of people.
For everybody.
And I would also say, when it comes to Black Panther 2, I would argue, and this might be controversial, cancel the movie. And I don't mean cancel the movie as in we don't see nothing about Wakanda, because Wakanda is important too. I think, going off of what Foggy said, he said we're going to focus on the other stories of Wakanda, and we're going to focus on the other characters in the movie. All the other characters that are not named T'Challa are supporting characters, right? Mm-hmm. If they're supporting characters, and basically the other stories in Wakanda is world building, I think that needs to be a Disney Plus series. Give me a Disney Plus series where we have 6, 8, 10 episodes building up Wakanda, talking about the politics, talking about the culture, building up Shuri at the same time if you want to, because I feel like a movie sometimes is not always enough to really build up one character, especially after we're prematurely and coming to a quick halt with another leading character. It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel rushed. I know people are going to say it's going to feel forced and pushed. So I'm thinking, if we just do a series, forget Black Panther 2, do Wakanda, the Disney Plus series. And the model that they're doing right now is already like, the series are pretty much equivalent to the movies anyway. Right. They're all tied together. Just do that. And I
would love that right there.
Show me more of the Dora Milaje, uplift the black women, do whatever you want to do. My concern as a film critic, I understand that the industry works a little bit differently, and I know the average person doesn't think about these things. Black Panther got a lot of money for a film with an all-black cast and all-black crew behind the scenes. That does not happen very often. This was record-breaking. This was something for a studio to put this much confidence and financial backing behind a movie. here's what ends up happening. I don't want the business to interfere with the cultural movement that's happening. I don't want Black Panther 2 to come out. Let's just say there's no T'Challa or whatever. And you got half of the people that are upset. They don't go watch it. They don't support. Whatever happens. The numbers dip. If the numbers dip, you know what ends up happening with a lot of movies? Studios just be like, this didn't do too well. We're not going to keep supporting this. You know when that happened? It's not MCU. But that happened with Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Both of them made money, but because they didn't make enough money, they ended up canceling it, and that's why we got all these reboots. So I don't want that to happen with anything Wakanda related, and I don't want to take any chances. And I feel like not recasting, it's a gamble. It's a huge gamble. And the easiest thing to do the Disney Plus series or just recast.
Right.
Well, I was going to say we've seen that audiences will accept new folks and new stories or versions of the same story, because we've had I was just joking with Brandon and Lamont the other day. We've had 9 Spider-Mans or something. I'm so tired of the Spider-Man origin story, but we've had so many of them. I mean, we've had 4 or 5 Batmans. People will accept new people in the same role if you just give it to them. You say, this is what it is, and people will look at it for 5 minutes. There's going to be a couple of hardcores out there that complain, no, this has to be this. Well, it can't be because dude's no longer with us. And let's just be real, that Chadwick Boseman, he was not T'Challa. T'Challa is a fictional character from a comic book. You know, he was not T'Challa. He played T'Challa, and you can get somebody else. There's been a lot of people out there calling for Denny's son to play it, you know, and
David Washington.
Yeah, people have been calling for him to play it, and that would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing them do a different story. I wouldn't mind see Disney doing a joint where maybe they bring in John David Washington and have him play T'Challa, but instead of doing a whole new Black Panther thing, maybe they bring him in and they do a separate whole side story with him and Storm. You know, that would be dope, because they can do that whole story, and I don't know who's going to be Storm. I would love to see someone like Shanola Hampton or somebody, like her from Shameless play it. That would be fantastic. That's a whole different part of the Black Panther world that would be so far away and such a departure from all of the stuff with Wakanda as it currently is, that you could bring in a new person to play it, and it would not mess anything up. It wouldn't just boggle people's minds.
The only thing I would say is that you can't just bring anybody new, because those are still huge shoes to fill. You know, even for the MCU crowd, because the MCU crowd is not the comic book crowd. Those are two different, audiences, right? And even though sometimes they converge.
That is true.
But
that is true.
The thing is, at the end of the day, I like to say that movie fans, all of us that are movie fans, we act like sports fans. It doesn't matter how bad a franchise is. If you win and you got talent, we will support it, and it will win us over. Winning always matters. So if you put a great, phenomenal actor in there, that is something that I think will, I know people might not be able to see it now, but how many times have we said that? We couldn't see Michael Keaton as Batman. We couldn't see Bruce Willis as, Die Hard. We couldn't see Heath Ledger. It happens all the time. We're not all, we're consumers, as viewers. We're not producers. So we don't turn on that creative side to see those type of things, but it is possible. And the one thing I really don't want to happen is, by not recasting, you limit another brother's opportunity to step into the role and maybe bring something different that we've never seen before. Larry brought up a good point with, having the other Batmans and Spider-Man and stuff. We always have a different type of Batman. You know what I'm saying? With Nolan's Batman, he's not the same as Affleck's Batman. Maybe we get a Batman that's gruffier and, stronger or whatever. Maybe we get a Batman that's more detective skill. Maybe we get a T'Challa that's a straight goon. Maybe somebody comes in and really encompasses the T'Challa from the comics that was like, yo, you touch Wakanda, I'm just killing you. Period. We ain't gonna do this peace talks no more. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but we cut that opportunity off if we just gonna be like, yo, we just not gonna recast.
Or they can take advantage of the fact that the sexiest man in America or the world, however they have him up there, could just come back, because as we know, people who read the comics knows Killmonger is not dead. People keep talking about Killmonger is dead. Killmonger is not dead.
You don't stop erasing these villains' legacies.
Seriously.
Okay?
He is not a villain. Killmonger is not only not a villain, this dude is the rightful ruler of Wakanda.
He never yielded. Get out of here.
Never.
The technicality.
But man, let me ask you something on the first thing you were saying. I just want to make sure I understand you correctly. You said it'll be a bit controversial if we cancel Black Panther 2. Did you mean the studio cancel the movie, like don't make it, or the fans don't go to the theater to pay for it?
No. I meant the studio postpone it. Like, whatever's happening in 2022 or whatever it was supposed to come out, the studio says, you know what? Instead of Black Panther 2, we're going to do a Wakanda series and do that. I'm not saying, look, I'm still going to the movies.
Right.
I'm like Issa Rae. I'm supporting and rooting for everything Black, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not agree with all the decisions, but I'm still going to go support, because this is still too important for the culture to compromise in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Don't one of you have a hookup? Can we get Nina Gold on here with us to talk about casting? We
can't. Now, since you brought up Issa Rae, I want to check out this comment by C's Up. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it says Issa Rae as Storm. What y'all think of that?
Hell to the no. Yeah, man, and somebody else was up there talking about Lakeith as Black Panther. They're trying to make a they're trying to make a Black Panther romance movie like The Photograph. Come on.
No. On the cool. I'm not really. Thank you, C's Up, for that. I appreciate it. But to be honest with you, I'm not really feeling Issa Rae as Storm. But Lakeith Stanfield, I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
Really?
I don't want no part.
He hit the weights. I mean, everybody's throwing out John Day for Washington. Jen Lee right here. Washington would be great, but knowing how sick Chadwick was makes this character stick to the actor more. So then various Superman and Spider-Man stories. I mean, I don't think anybody would be upset if John David Washington took over the role.
No.
I've also you said no?
I can get out with dude from
upset.
I can get out with dude from Lovecraft Country. I can get out with that dude.
I mean, he's already Kang the Conqueror. He would have been great. I think he has the acting chops to do it and really blow people away. I think he is going to blow people away, as Kang the Conqueror. I mean, I'll give you two people right off the bat. And I think Yolan Noel.
Man, you took it right. I was finna bring him up.
Like, I mean, now I would argue he's the lower budget Chadwick. So even I'm just saying, if you want somebody that kind of looks like him, can still do action and still just step right into it, he could do that. However, I think that's a setup, because he's going to be automatically vilified or criticized, I should say. People like, oh, here go great value Chadwick, So maybe not that. But the other one I would say is Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Yeah.
That's Noel right there. Right. But yeah, if you can get Yahya Abdul-Mateen, you talking about Black Manta, you talking about Dr. From Watchmen.
Mr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan.
I want to spoil it, but I mean, the man can act.
My fault.
You're right. It's been out for a minute now. Right. But the man can act. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you see him, and he has a presence to him. He's a strong Black man.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Ain't nobody messing with that kind of Black royalty.
Right.
And I think if you can have someone convey that, it can win us over time, especially because I trust Ryan Coogler too. You know what I'm saying? I saw that in the comics. Yo, I'm with Ryan Coogler 100%. I think if you do that, give him a good story, we'll be there. And let's not forget, let's not act like Marvel's just going to be like, ooh, we recast and we just forget about Chadwick. We going to have a nice title. the intro title for that had Chadwick in there that Disney came out with. You still gonna have the nice little tribute at the end of the movie. You can still have like the tribute that they played on ABC. It was like a 5-minute clip, right after the movie. You can do a lot of things to honor the real life person, and we as people, as real life people, we can juggle these things. It's not gonna be. This is not gonna happen for like 2 years.
Right.
If this was happening in 6 months, I totally get it. That's too fresh. 2 years, we will, most of us will emotionally move on enough. I'm not saying completely because I don't want to judge people's grieving process, but we'll move on enough where it will be acceptable. We'll have trailers, we'll have news announcements. It'll give us time to prep into it. It'll be all right.
Right. And
now this is who I like. This is who I like. If you're talking about going the more like, if you were going to bring T'Challa back and make him more sort of like the hardcore dude like he was in the comics, I like what's his name, Mustafa Shakir. That dude would be great for it. He would be legit. That was a dude that played the villain in the first season of Luke Cage. If you don't know who I'm talking about. So
yeah, I do. I'm about to let everybody see what that looks like. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh. Hold on. What we? Oh, okay.
Into the Matrix.
Yeah,
there you go.
Because I want everybody to see what that looks like real quick. Hold on. But Mustafa, there we go. Can y'all see that? Yeah. He's cool.
I don't think he has the leading chops for it. I think for a role like this, because of the expectations that Black Panther the movie set off, it's not like Ant-Man. It's not like, oh, we could just do whatever we want and nobody really gonna care. This has exceeded, I would argue it's close to Avengers level, like just in terms of like how famous, how much expectations are put on it. I think you need leading star power. And that's one of my other arguments, and I'm not hating, but this is one of my other arguments why I think it's premature to push Letitia Wright as Shuri to be the new lead. She doesn't have that lead power yet. Not in her acting career. She's a good actress. She's not a lead. It takes time for people to become a lead. And and here's the simple test. I'll give you a simple test as a movie critic. You can tell when somebody is a lead if you say, hey, XYZ has a movie coming out. I'm going to go see that. If somebody says, yo, there's a new, Letitia Wright movie, are you really about to get up and go drop your dollars to go see it? If you can say,
I hear you, but here's the problem with that.
It's not an indictment. I just don't want people to think that it's a diss. It's not a diss. It's just the fact that like you haven't gotten to that level in your career yet. It's just like a bench player. But here's the problem with that argument,
Eman, is that everybody has to have that breakout role. Yeah. And she didn't get that with Black Panther because she was a supporting cast member. But if she becomes the main character, that could be her breakout role for her. I mean, because for a lot of people didn't know who Chadwick Boseman was before they saw Black Panther. No, there was a lot of
42. Get on up. What?
That's not
I understand that, but a lot of Black people who watch movies loved him, but there were a lot of people who didn't know him until Black Panther, and then they went back and they were like, oh snap, that was him, or oh man, he was in this great movie.
Even if you I'm
sorry, I can't give you that, bro, because when 42 came out, was it 2014 or 15? Like all of his movies, his whole filmography, man. Like I just remember where I was, like on a treadmill or at the grocery store. Yeah, that Chadwick Boseman movie was good. I really like. People. I mean, in my opinion, people knew who he was. He didn't make that much money at the box office, unfortunately. But
in the industry, he was known.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, but he wasn't a household name yet. That's the thing.
But he also was leading his own movies, though. That's what I'm saying.
He still wasn't a household name.
No. Forget the household name. There's a difference between, like, again, let's use the sports analogy. There's a difference.
But the household name is what leads into what you were talking about, as far as if so-and-so's making a movie, I'm going to go see it. If someone says Tom Cruise is making a movie or Will Smith is making a movie, I'm going to go see that movie because I like them. Well, you may know.
How do you become a household name? You have to become a household name by leading your own movies first. Your leading movies might not be blockbusters, but it shows that you have the experience to
No, it's
act
not
and the
just leading
capability
movies;
to do
it's
that.
breakout roles. It's not just leading movies; it's because he had great movies. Get On Up was a great movie,
Oh,
and he did a
yes.
fantastic job. I felt like
Yeah.
he did just as great of a job playing James Brown as Jamie Foxx did playing Ray Charles, but
Sure.
it
I
wasn't
do
a
that.
breakout role for him, and so he wasn't a household name yet. But when you had Black Panther, all of a sudden people were like, "Oh yeah, I know him." When people
I
say his name,
agree with you.
they knew him.
No, I agree with you that he became a household name. Like, he became mainstream, right? At
But
that
that's
point.
what makes people see movies based on your name.
Right. But what I'm saying is, to even get to that point, to get to that role, you still need experience carrying an entire movie. I don't think people realize how difficult that is to be a lead in a movie. That means whenever you're on screen, you have to capture people's attention and keep it. That's not something easy. And I hate to throw the brother under the bus, but the best example I can give is Anthony Mackie. A lot of people like him, and I do too, but he's a strong supporting character. He cannot lead a movie. He is an example of someone, if he has a movie, the only way it works is if he has a co-star. If it's just him and that's all there is, he can't lead. And that's okay. If that's your lane, you can be in your lane and still be strong.
I kind of got to give it to Eman on that one, because I mean I have seen a lot. I don't think I've seen every movie he's been in, but like, have you seen this film like She Hates Me, or like that came out a long time ago? It's not. Yeah, he does need help.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this. I'm gonna have to disagree with both of you on this, and here's the reason why. I truly believe that if you have a great actor, whether or not this person is a great supporting actor, a great lead actor, whatever you consider them at the time, if you have someone who is very good at their craft, if you don't put together a team around them to bring out the very best of that person, to make that whatever is special about that person resonate on the screen, it is not the failure of that person. It is the failure of that producer to put that team around them. If you would have had somebody else directing besides Ryan Coogler, we may not have had Chadwick Boseman playing T'Challa the way he played him. We may not have had that great movie.
I don't know, man. Because you can have great acting with bad directing. Like, you can have a great, perfect example, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp been in like some terrible movies, but he will always put it on the line, and he'll dive into his character. So I'm just saying, I mean, sometimes your talent has to kind of rise above your surroundings.
You're right, but that's a rare thing. That is a rare thing. There's only a few people, even amongst the greats. There's only a few people like that are out there. Johnny Depp is one of them. You can throw. I could direct Denzel in a movie, and Denzel's going to deliver a great performance. But there are some there are some people out there that can deliver great performances if they have, like Will Smith can deliver a great performance if he has the right team around him. If you don't put the right team around him, he's going to come up with a bunk ass movie. He's going to come up with some whatever that Western is.
He's done a couple of them already.
Well, a very good point.
If you put the right team around him, he's going to come up with an Ali.
Well, like I said, very good points, gentlemen. Y'all are making very, very valid points. And I love the passion from both of you. I mean, keep it coming, keep it coming. But in the building right now, we got 100 people going around 101, 103. That's the most I've ever had in a live stream. So please click that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, subscribe to these two gentlemen channels right here. It's on my page. It's just right there. You can do it in the description box, or you can just do it right there. Show these two brothers some love. Now, since we was talking about
weight up in here, man, we need some feminine energy in the building.
I know. I probably should. Where's Sharronda?
Where's Sharronda at?
Hold on. I dropped the ball. I don't even. Let me go ahead and send her the link real quick while we are here right now. Now, since we was just talking about Shuri. A second ago, do y'all think that she would fail in the role? Do you think people would be so upset? Hold on. Okay, Sharronda, if you're watching, I DM'd you the link. Jump on in here. Now, do y'all think that Shuri would fail if she took over the role as Black Panther? Or is that just something that you don't want to see, or a combination of both?
I want to see it, but I think she's going to fail. I don't think people want to see it yet. I don't think people want to go from having these great characters, these great strong black male characters and the true and rightful ruler of Wakanda, Killmonger, to T'Challa, to M'Baku. I don't think people don't want to go from seeing that to then giving it to Shuri, because it's gonna feel like they gave it to her and she didn't take it. And I feel like with that because of how that role is, I feel like people want to feel like that's her position because she took it. And I'm not sure I'm not saying that she can't handle the role, but I don't think the audience is ready for it yet.
Now, hold on. First of all, One Journey, I want to thank you for the super chat. That $5, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Shout out to One Journey.
Yes, I really be killing them with those comments. Thank you. There's so much enthusiasm in your comments. Let me rephrase the question for you. When you say people are not like she'll fail or she's not ready for the role, do you think that she'll fail because she won't be able to perform, or like when you say people don't want to see it, do you think it'll take it to the degree to where they won't show up at the box office like a boycott, or they'll just kind of be disappointed because that's not what they want to see story-wise?
I think they'll just be disappointed because it's probably not what they want to see story-wise. And I think too, there is a certain type of person. I feel like with her, they would have to send her to action star school or something. Not the one that Kevin Hart went to on Quibi, but they would have to go. Because she's very thin and frail. Like even the action scenes that she did, we
can't body shame now. We can't.
No, it's not.
Gal Gadot made it work. I'm just saying, Gal Gadot made it work.
She did.
Remember those? But they built everything around her to work. But when you look at Shuri, when she had like those, I forgot what they called the things that she had on her hand.
Gauntlets.
Yeah, they look like, you remember those toys, those Incredible Hulk green fists that you used to get as a kid and punch each other. Those things look huge on her.
She had them Panther fists.
No joke, man. She needs to probably put on a good 30 pounds of muscle. She needs to bulk up. She needs to seriously bulk up if she's going to be an action star, because she looks too frail, too skinny. I like her. I've been watching Letitia Wright since she was on like what's that show with them cats in England? Huh?
Black Mirror.
No, not Black Mirror. Even before that was they just did a reboot when Drake just did a reboot of it.
I got two comments. First, Ryo TV says Shuri was in the final battle in the end game. How is she not capable? I agree and disagree with that. I think she can fight, but at the same time, she is going to have to do more than just blast people. I do want to see some type of hand to hand. I want to see some. I want to see her roll on the ground. I mean, any character that's fulfilling the role. So, but good comment, Raw TV. And who we got here?
You got New York Mets 73.
Since she was on Top Boy, that's what I was thinking of.
Donation.
Oh, okay.
Chat.
Where is that at? I gotta.
There we go.
Shout out to
Mets 73.
Oh, hold on. Are you trying to tell me that she could beat M'Baku in the fight for ruler? Or are you trying to tell me?
Hell to the no.
See, this is part of the complications that happens. Now, of course, footnote. All of this can be fixed with storytelling.
Right.
Okay, so let's get that cleared out the way. We're just kind of bringing out.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for the super chat, New York Mets 73. I really do appreciate it, my brother. I just wanted to show you some love. Go ahead, Eman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bro.
So first and foremost, all of this can be fixed with the right story or whatever. However, I would just say that there are challenges, no pun intended, for Shuri. It's challenge day.
I mean, that's the only way they can get her in there if no one challenged. If they all say so-and-so won't challenge.
Let's look at the actual story, right? Remember the time that, first of all, narratively, it doesn't really work. Not with this Shuri. Because in the comic books, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it was in the comics. Yes, it was. But that was also a very different Shuri. That Shuri was a warrior. Like she was not,
right.
she was smart, but she wasn't the tech genius. She was
Right.
a warrior. She was like, yo, T'Challa, when you ready, I'm going. You know, like
Right.
she was
Right.
about it.
More
So that's a
like a
whole
Denai
different-
Guerrero's character.
Right. That was a whole different thing. And
Yeah.
if we're really being honest, that run in the comics didn't do very well. And because it didn't do well, they had to give the mantle right back to T'Challa. So just saying, just because it exists in the comics doesn't always mean that it worked. But regardless of that, if we look at the first Black Panther movie, look at what happened when they all thought T'Challa actually died. They was like, Shuri, you want it? And she was like, no, I can't. No, she didn't even want it.
Good point.
It wasn't even like a thought for her. And I think that right there was kind of a little bit of a statement to be like, that's not for her. Not yet, anyway. Now, I have been saying, and again, this is very different, to appease both the story and to appease like the Hollywood element, I say you give it to Nikita, Lupita Nyong'o's character. I think you give her the mantle. One, she's a spy. Two, if you look at the story, when T'Challa made up his mind on what to do with Wakanda in spite of Killmonger, he took her idea. He listened to her idea of helping others, opening up and stuff like that. So she already has like the mindset of being a true leader. She has the action appeal, if you want to do that. She also has the star quality power. She's a phenomenal Oscar award-winning actress. She checks off all the boxes if you really want to have another female Black Panther. And in the meantime, you can be building up Shuri in the background. So my whole thing is this. Give me organic, steps if you want to go that route. Don't just be like, boom, all of a sudden she woke up and she was like, I want to be Black Panther today and I'm going to put on my gauntlets and boom, here we go. That's feeling lazy and it's going to be cheap if they go that route.
Look at her.
Look
at her. She looks like she needs to eat some burritos or something, man. I'm not body shaming. She just doesn't have an action star figure. I would like to see Okoye play. I would like to see her as the next Black Panther.
I don't think she would want
her.
It. I don't think her character would want it. Her character as Dora Milaje,
they
take a lot of pride in what they do.
But that is a key point of somebody being a good leader is when they come to them and say, we want you to rule, and they say, no, I don't want to. I don't want it. That's one of those key things that storytellers love to do is to say, if you want a good leader, to have somebody who doesn't want the power and put them in power.
Now let me clear up something, especially to all my women out there, and I want to show y'all some love. Ain't nobody here, because if this was the case, they wouldn't be here. Ain't nobody here body shaming or hating on women or just saying that they are not capable in any way, shape, or form. I just want to go ahead and clear that up, just so things are not lost in translation. I think across the board between all of us is eventually we would not mind Letitia Wright, taking on the role of Black Panther later on in the series, and possibly if she bulked up a little bit. If she was the same size as the rest of the cast, or the rest of the Dora Milaje, if she looked like this, or if she was the same size as Lupita right here, I would be perfectly fine with it. But if we're just going to be transitioning from Black Panther 1 to 2, and we have, little bitty Shuri right here, and she is cute, it's not realistic to me, in my opinion, from a narrative standpoint.
To be honest,
I mean,
I
somebody
really
talking
don't care.
about body shaming. If they think I'm body shaming, then I guess I am, because I said the same thing about Lakeith Stanfield. I don't think he should come in there because he's too doggone skinny too. He would need to go on that same workout plan that what's his name did. What's the Indian cat's name?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about from Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a mental thing right now that most people are not able to accept it, because physically anybody can get in shape. I mean, they get paid for that. They have the trainers there on set and all of that. I mean, there's countless examples of that.
I mean, here's the other thing though. Like, it's not like they're gonna be running around naked. They're gonna be in suits. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna be looking at Nakia like that or looking at
don't they have like a new adult version of the Disney now? Don't they have that Star thing or something? They could make an R-rated one.
That's for Deadpool.
Make an R-rated one.
That ain't gonna go.
But as before you gentlemen jumped on, I was just kind of saying to myself how excited, and all the people out there watching live, just how excited I was last Thursday. And when Kevin Feige,
yes, thank you.
And when Kevin Feige dropped that bomb, it knocked the wind out of me, and I was just so disappointed because I mean, there's just so much that I want to see, outside of T'Challa. This is one of the main things that I want to see right here is these two characters together. And
that's not gonna happen for a minute.
And I mean, but if you don't recast T'Challa, it's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
And I mean, when Black Panther was first announced, this is I want to see T'Challa versus Namor. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see
pull up the Doom too. Pull up the Doom.
Where we at right there? I want to see this right here. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it.
Look, hey, this is one. I'm glad you brought those up. This is one of the main reasons why I do not want them to compromise or to lose out on T'Challa's stories, because he has so much left to give. Exactly. And what I'm saying is, like, the example I kind of gave also was like, imagine Thor, right? Thor has his whole story. If we were watching Thor Part 1 and it was all about him becoming worthy and stuff, then for whatever reason in Thor 2, we was like, nope, we're going to give this to Jane Foster. We're going to give her the mantle of Thor. It'd be like, wait a minute. Thor still has a whole journey of how to be a king, what to do, how to be a leader, he's got a whole process and an arc that needs to be completed before we start going into other characters. And guess what? That's what they do in the comics. Not one comic character starts off and then cuts off and someone else comes in as a substitution.
Right.
You can have people build up alongside one another, but don't replace them. I don't want to see Shuri versus Doom. I don't want to see Shuri versus Namor.
I don't.
Those are T'Challa stories that I want to see played out. Now, if you want to give Shuri her own villain or whatever, fine. If she has a unique story and a unique challenge or whatever, I'm cool with that. But don't hijack other people's stories just to do that, because then it just feels like, the dog eating the tail or whatever. It feels compromising, and I would not be cool with that.
Right on, my brother. I also want to see Wolverine versus Black Panther.
Come on, man. They're not gonna treat us with that yet.
I mean, it's gonna be a while. This I'm being silly, but I'm being for real too. I want to see T'Challa versus the KKK because
I throw one more at you. I throw one more because Fantastic Four got announced. I want to see T'Challa and Sue Storm. Only real OGs know about that. If you read Black Panther 1, only y'all know about that.
I'm not an OG. I guess I'm not. I want to see him fight Kraven the Hunter. And what I really want to see, man, is I wanted to see T'Challa somehow get the Infinity Gauntlet, bro. I mean,
put that on my shirt. I got
how badass would this be, right?
I got a shirt with that.
Man, this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to ask y'all, let me take this down. I wanted to ask y'all something that we talked about earlier in the beginning, and I think this would be a good idea. Y'all talked about the multiverse, and let's just say, for instance, they would recast. And instead of it just being jarring, like, okay, this is a new character, like, from a new casting from like Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo to Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle, they can actually have a story. They can actually do what they did with The Matrix 3 right here. Okay, that recasting right there.
Yeah.
Because if they do some type of multiverse story thing, it could explain why the character looks different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This right here, it was just they had to make up some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, but
they did it.
I mean, they
all you need is two really good lines in a movie and to explain something, and your mind will automatically let you go there. That's all you need. Two good lines and you're done.
They already doing the multiverse thing with Doctor Strange. I mean, it's built in,
You didn't need no lines.
They're talking about
you didn't need no lines for Terrence Howard. Next time, baby. You need no lines. Next time, baby. That's all you needed.
Oh my goodness.
Right on. So, man, we had 140 people in the chat.
We're gonna accept new people, Brandon. We're gonna accept new cast. I mean, we're gonna get a new Iron Man at some point.
No, maybe 20 years from now.
So Tony Stark is coming back. About that, though, like people keep talking about, like, oh, it'll come in. First of all, if we look at exactly what Kevin Feige said, he just said we're not recasting T'Challa. He didn't say we're not recasting in Black Panther 2. He just said that. Full stop, which means because it's open-ended at that point, we have to take it for what he actually said, and that means you're just not going to do them indefinitely. I don't see a way for the MCU to just reset. I mean, like, it's already 20 something plus movies deep. You've already been going down this trajectory for 10 years. You already have a plan that started off 4 years ago, and we are just now catching up. Like, what we are experiencing now going into phase 4, they thought about in 2016 already. And that was when they did not have the rights from Fox, which means by the time we catch up to 2023, when phase 4 is done, they're already in the works of trying to use everything that they got from Fox. That's why when they asked, like, well, when are X-Men coming? When are mutants coming? They was like, yo, that's not coming for like another 5 years from now, because we got all this other stuff that we've been cooking up since Civil War. So, you know, all this new stuff, you know, Black Widow and Eternals and all, they've been thinking about that for years ago. So it's going to take a while if we even think about the reboot of the MCU to be an option in regards to like dealing with T'Challa. And that's why I'm saying we need to do this sooner than later. I'm not trying to wait until I'm like a grandfather to be like, hey, look, now we finally got a new T'Challa and I can introduce that to my grandkids. No, I want my kids now, my current kids, to keep on seeing the Black Panther stories and stuff. I don't want to wait.
So everybody live right now, if you think they should recast T'Challa, hit 1. If you think they should not recast, hit 2. I probably should have did a poll, but I just kind of want to get a, you know, these chats be kind of going quick and I can't catch everybody that quick, but ain't nobody chiming in. Y'all was commenting the hell out of the keyboard a second ago, but I
give
think
some time. Give some time.
Okay. But yeah, man, this is you know, I'm hurt, man. I really am. I you know, to be honest with you, part of me, and this may just be wishful thinking.
There you go. Oh, hold on. You got your votes in.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So we got a 1 here. Matthew 1, Tyandra 2, 1 and 1. Okay.
If you voted for 2, you need to rewatch this whole video.
Okay, let me bring up how do you say the brother? Is that the brother? The idea, super chat, man. The idea that they would throw away all the little black boy merch money by Chevy is insane. They brought Marvel.
That's what I'm saying.
You knocked that one out the park, right?
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna disregard the little black boys too.
Disregard the little black boys.
Come on now. Look, we can have 2 heroes. Let's go. Hey, yo, even in the comics, there were 2 Black Panthers.
Though, man.
There were 2 Black Panthers. There was Shuri and there was T'Challa, and they were both Black Panthers. One was, you know, dealing with Wakanda stuff. The other one was dealing with other, you know, outside stuff. It can work.
And then you had the rightful ruler of Wakanda.
Here we go.
Killmonger.
Now, if you're just now joining us, my man has been on shenanigans.
Yeah.
This Killmonger stuff.
Now, K-Pack, thank you very much for the super chat.
I just heard too. This is a little off of the T'Challa thing, but I just heard that they are confirming, I guess, that what's his name is bisexual in the Guardians.
Man, that was I think that was
it's like an offshoot comment.
Yeah, I think that was crap. I didn't see, I saw that yesterday.
Star Lord.
Yeah, and I thought what it was. You know, I'm not. You know, I love all my people, but like the article it came from was Gay Times. That's what I don't even know if that's a real publication.
It is.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. But K-Pack, thank you very much for the super chat. He says just CGI Chadwick like FF7, then recast Black Panther. I'm sorry.
They already said they don't want to CGI.
I made a video on that right here and praising them that they're not going to do video. Yeah, because that's not a good idea.
And officially, Marvel said they are not going to do CGI for Chadwick. So
yeah,
we can already just toss that out too.
Yeah, that's just thank you. Good night. I mean, I said thank you. Good night. Thank you, One Journey. I do appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, that would be a horrible idea, you know. And so, you know, we have 54 minutes. You know, I kind of wanted to be on her for, you know, just about an hour, and so it's just kind of perfect timing. But again, I just want to put it out there, man. I don't know. Everybody that's watching this video, use all of your powers to send this to Kevin Feige so he can see it and be like, oh, okay, Brandon, Larry, and Eman, they want to recast T'Challa. So
Hey, hashtag,
yeah,
save T'Challa, recast
yes,
T'Challa.
yes,
Hashtag,
yes.
recast T'Challa.
Yes, I was actually that was going to be the thumbnail for this video, but it just didn't look right. So I was like, let me take that hashtag off so I can get some more clicks. You know what I'm saying? I will pull it up if I have some time, but but man, very, very, very great points from everybody. I do appreciate it. And so Eman, it's blatantly obvious that you want T'Challa to be recast.
100%.
You had so much passion in this right here. Larry, are you on the fence or
No, I think I definitely think that he should be back. I think the idea of them not recasting him as some way of honoring Chadwick Boseman, I think is utterly ridiculous. I think that is the exact way not to honor him. I think somebody who's put that much of his life into that character, you don't kill the character off. You move on with it, and you just work hard to find someone that can live up to that legacy. But you also, I think people need to remember that these are fictional characters. This is not a biopic. I mean, those of us that have been to Wakanda know that it is, but for everybody else, these are fictional characters, and so. I think that people need to remember that it's okay to place somebody else in the role of a fictional character. And sometimes it takes some getting used to, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Disney has it like Eman was saying, there's enough opportunity on Disney Plus that they can put out 8 or 10 episode series and they can start to introduce the new Black Panther and then they come out with the movie. Done. Hell, they could have an 8 to 10 episode series with Black Panther and Storm, and could you imagine that would just be on point right there?
I do think that'd be a better route because when I think of like the Disney Plus series, the reason why I'm like more engaged with that is because I think of like what happened with the Star Wars prequels versus the Clone Wars and Rebels. And you think about like Anakin Skywalker's character, he got trashed in the prequels. Like nobody liked this character because it just felt weird. It felt rushed. It felt awkward. He felt like a whiny baby. Yeah. But when you move on to like the animated, Clone Wars series where they took time to develop his character, it was like the best thing in the world. And everybody was like, yo, that's what we want. And to me, I'm like, yo, if y'all really want to build up Wakanda, if you really want to give us more of this great thing that got kicked off in the first movie, give us some episodes, give us some time, give us like a weekly show so that way we can let Wakanda marinate in our minds every single week for like the next 6 to 8 weeks instead of just a one shot at a movie. And Brandon, to your earlier point, the other concern that I have with the movie, like going the movie route, the thing that made Black Panther so successful was the fact that people went back to go see it. What happens if this movie doesn't have the same flair that the first one did? Yeah, people will go see it, but will they go re-see it? Will they go add on to the box office dollars to make it seem equal to the success of the previous movie? I don't know if that's going to happen. I won't say never. I just don't know if it will have that same repeat value that will elevate it to the top the way the first Black Panther was.
Now, let me do this super chat real quick, and then I got a surprise for y'all. The brother $5. There were rumors back in the day. Chad was mad with the direction they wanted to take T'Challa. They have written him out. If they'd have written him out if Chad hadn't. I don't know about that, but thank you for the super chat, my brother. Thank you very much. Now we have heard from 3 men tonight or whatever, but we got to hear from a lady, and here she is right now coming through, Miss Sharronda Williams. Hey, what's going on, my sister? How you doing? How you doing? With the finger,
she's in the house.
It's my bedtime. What are y'all talking about?
Man, look, they was body shaming women, right? And I told them don't do that because it's not right. Because power to the sisters.
I didn't body shame anybody. I said that I said we needed a Shuri that was built like Sharronda that looked like a real superhero. That's what I said.
And before I give her the mic, you know what I'm saying? Y'all subscribe to her channel right here, Pay Her Weight. You know what I'm saying? She part of the family. You can do it right here. There's also a link down in the description. And she just posted her review for Wonder Woman earlier today. So you can go check that out as well. Sharronda, we're talking about this Black Panther, Kevin Feige saying that they're not going to recast T'Challa. Everybody here thinks that he should be recast. We want to hear from you, especially if you think Shuri should take on the role. We just want a woman's perspective. Go ahead, Ma. What you think?
Why is everyone so upset about this?
What? What do you mean? I'm in the stream.
How many times I gotta say this, y'all? Like, just because they said they not recasting doesn't mean that we're not gonna get a new Black Panther. I don't understand. I guess I'm missing the issue behind this. I mean, why would they recast T'Challa? That's just like who would want to follow into those footsteps? That's just too much. There have been a plethora of different Black Panthers. I don't understand why, like, just because they're saying they're not recasting doesn't mean there isn't going to be another Black Panther. But let's have a film where we really deal with the loss of T'Challa. And then at the end, because they're going to have to do this, they're going to have to choose a new Black Panther. I guess I just don't understand why all this energy is being spent on this. Like,
T'Challa is important.
Yeah, you're throwing away so much story. You're throwing away so much story.
Other Black Panthers. Wasn't this the whole thing that they set up in the first film that a lot of different people have taken on this mantle? And then a lot of different people have taken on this mantle.
It's not just about
she's
the
down with me. She's down with me, Killmonger.
But here's the thing. It's not just about the mantle. The mantle is part of it, right? I mean, it's part of the tradition. But if you look at the plethora of Black Panther comics, the lore, the story, it always centers back to T'Challa. And it's kind of like how Asgard has always had a king, you know, with Odin, and there's always been warriors and stuff like that. But it always goes back to Thor. That's like our entry point into the narratives and stuff. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously we haven't seen this on screen, but for those that are familiar with the story, T'Challa has a lot of major turning points, not only in his character, but because of his turning points in decision making, it affects Wakanda in different ways that doesn't apply to other Black Panthers. So, for example, there are certain things that he decides that turn Wakanda against him, which, you know, kick him out. And then there are certain things that happen that bring him back. So, you know, for example, with Namor, you know, that character, or with Doom. So there are a lot of different things that have already been established with T'Challa specifically. And because that is getting kind of like taken away from us, in a sense, that's where all the energy is coming from.
Right. And I don't mean to exaggerate here, but if they did it right, if Chadwick did not pass away or somebody else was the role, they could honestly have 7 or 8 solo Black Panther movies. You know, 4 or 5 could have this T'Challa. One could be M'Baku doing, you know, taking the mantle of Black Panther. One can be Shuri. It's just you're throwing away so much. You're throwing away so much story and character if he's not recast, because, like Eman was just saying, it centers so much around T'Challa. And just real quick, 2 super chats. K-Pack, $5. Thank you so much. Again, you know, I'm not with the recasting of not recasting, but the CGI Chadwick. That's just not going to work. Yeah. And Tom, I didn't even read Tom Hanks ball sack 69. Thank you so much. He said it's the mother effing pay a weight, recast T'Challa or bust.
Oh, he's winning. He is winning free name.
They just. That's fine if you guys want to recast T'Challa. I understand. I get it. I just don't think that recasting T'Challa should happen in the next film. I'm okay with it down the road. But why can't you? I feel like this will be a great opportunity with if they're going to say T'Challa died, that the grief of dealing with T'Challa, you know, that we get Malice and that we bring Killmonger back in order to become Black Panther. That's like a whole storyline
that's my girl.
You are reaching. That's like you're reaching in
that is my girl.
how am I reaching? I think what's reaching is when we talk about, I want the Storm storyline with Black Panther. Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna lie, that is a reach. That is a reach. Mutants ain't even here yet, so I'll agree with her on that.
Storm and T'Challa had the most dysfunctional relationship ever. Like,
that's what made the story so great.
With that. What?
That's what made the story so great, because you had the what was, I can't remember, it was Civil War 2. You had the because the X-Men versus the Avengers. You had, Black Panther was an Avenger.
Oh, yeah, they had to choose sides.
So they had to, there was a couple and they had to choose sides.
Let's be honest, ain't nobody trying to watch a perfect relationship on anything.
Just saying, Storm didn't even realize that Black Panther had left her until like he had taken on like a whole new person.
Drama.
This is a very like unhealthy relationship. Unhealthy.
Okay. We want to see the dysfunction. Because it's not us. Because it's not happening to us.
But I'm talking about actual.
You know what is a healthy relationship though? You know what is a healthy relationship? The relationship that Killmonger has with the Black community and the rest of the world. That's what I'm saying.
You mean that's a healthy relationship? People? Like he killed his girlfriend?
He wants to liberate folks.
He killed his Black girlfriend just to get his job. What? Killmonger doesn't even like Black women.
He does love Black women.
Black woman to burn up. What do you advise? What are you advocating for? What you really want here?
You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. That's all I'm saying. You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. That's all it is.
But Sharronda, the reason why, I mean, what you said, it's not a bad idea. I meant just like it'll be too much of a reach transitioning from Black Panther 1 to Black Panther 2 with that particular storyline. Like the way it ended and the way we are in the MCU now, to me, it would just be very jarring if they just made that leap like that. You know what I'm saying? I would want it to be
making this leap to having Shuri take over. I feel like that's a reach too.
I want that later on. I want that. I don't want that in Black Panther 2. I want that
to have
Black Panther 5 or Black Panther.
Just have Doctor Strange just do some stuff and bring in a new T'Challa from a different dimension. Boom, there he is. That's it right there. You have a 5-minute scene with Doctor Strange bringing something in. Oops, I brought in the wrong one. Boom, but you still have your Black Panther.
And there you go. The Matrix thing.
You know what? I would be very okay if they, with this whole multiverse thing, if everything that happens, let's just say like people get swapped or things change, and the only person that knows is Doctor Strange. I'm totally fine. Yeah. So everybody else can sit here and be like, oh yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, that's T'Challa, but only Doctor Strange and us, the audience, know. No,
why y'all doing Doctor Strange? Y'all really putting a lot of pressure on Doctor Strange. What they need to do is they need to focus. No, but they need to focus their time and energy on actually giving us a good Doctor Strange film, because the first one was boo boo. Okay, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. There was nothing.
The villain wasn't good. I'll give you that.
I liked it.
It was not good.
It was visually appealing. Yeah, it had the visuals. But I agree with her. The villain was kind of a
good movie, though, y'all. I really want us to at the end of 2020 to come to terms that Doctor Strange was not a good movie.
I'm okay with that. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but I would say it's an average MCU movie.
It's very average.
It is average.
Very average. Like, I'll put it at the bottom of the MCU.
It's Captain Marvel-ish. That's around the bottom.
It's like between number 10 and 15.
Well, I'm saying that Captain Marvel was worse than Doctor Strange, though.
Yes. 100%.
I like this.
I put that on everything. Captain Marvel was definitely worse than Doctor Strange.
Man, y'all.
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel was worse than Doctor Strange.
No.
I'll put it like this. The next Captain Marvel, if it doesn't do better, I mean, because the bar is so low. It's like, if they can't do better, I don't know. They might as well just scrap that whole part of it. They just might as well just scrap
I think the next Captain Marvel is going to be better because Nia is going to knock it out the park. I believe in Nia.
Bro. I would right. How do you think the older directors felt? I don't even remember their names. How do you make a $1.1 billion film and you still get replaced? That has to make you feel some type of way,
I mean, let's be honest. Look, just like Ant-Man, it benefited because of the hype and momentum going into, Infinity War, Endgame, and stuff. So I think the real challenge for it, even though again, I still think that Nia is going to do a much better job with the Captain Marvel movies. But had this came out after Endgame, would it have gotten the same buzz? I don't think so.
But that's another one of those examples of you have to have your lead character that looks and acts and feels like a superhero, and she did not.
I think
she did.
I think they
just like Letitia Wright did not feel like a superhero.
But they should have introduced Captain Marvel in Endgame and then went into her film. I feel like
that could have been better.
But I really to be honest, I think what Marvel needs to do, I understand that they're setting up all these different characters and stuff like that, but y'all really I know people say they tired, but they really need to redo X-Men. There's so many stories with X-Men.
I know.
Yeah.
You have a whole story where Captain Marvel lost her powers. Rogue took Captain Marvel's powers and she couldn't do nothing. She had to go hang with the X-Men because she was at the bottom of the barrel. Like that's a whole other thing.
It's coming.
You got Storm and Logan had a kid. Like you had that whole relationship while we sitting up here wasting our time with this love triangle between Scott, Jean, and Logan. There's just so many other things you can do a real Civil War with the X-Men if you get them together. There's just so many bigger things that the MCU can do as a whole. But while we sitting up here trying to reintroduce the first family of Fantastic Four, y'all needs to be X-Men is your money. That's your money.
Hey,
I want to know when I'm going to get my Gamut movie. Damn it! When am I going to get my Gamut? Damn it!
It's coming out.
Ain't nobody checking Gamut right now.
To me, as far as the MCU is concerned, even if we didn't get the X-Men characters from Fox, I still consider this the very beginning of the MCU. I mean, there's just so many characters that are in the
They're scratching the surface.
I mean, we're still in the beginning, in my opinion. They can be we in 2020 now. They could really be telling these stories of 2050 without rebooting it if they wanted to. I mean, that's just me though. So. And hey, Pac, I did reach your super chat. So, but yeah, good points, especially you too, Sharronda, coming in. You know what I'm saying?
T'Challa, I'm like, can we just get through the second movie? Like, I just think at this point, we just gotta let go and let God, and maybe they can put an end credit scene to tease where the future of Black Panther is going. But I want us to talk about the real issue. Why did we wait so long to even get to the second Black Panther? I was kind of confused because they announced that Captain Marvel was coming out. Captain Marvel 2 was coming out before this. Doctor Strange, Raggedy Behind, get another movie before Black Panther 2. Like,
I don't feel like they waited a long time though.
No, I mean, like, what is it? 2018? So it's a 4-year gap, if that,
Captain Marvel just came out last year, and she already got it. Like, what you mean?
I mean, when is Miss Marvel coming out? When's Captain Marvel coming out?
Coming out before Black Panther.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I think part of it has to do with like the Fox acquisition, because that really changed a lot of stuff, and the fact that they got rid of Marvel TV, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hellstrom, all those other things, because they changed everything with the streaming. I want to say that probably pushed all the timelines for everything. That's my guess.
They never put respect on Black Panther how they should. You can tell from how Infinity War was filmed that they never respected Black Panther to begin with. It's been way too long. I don't care how busy people's schedules are, because y'all gonna get to that Billy. Production is gonna make $1 billion. Like, they've never respected Black Panther, and that's what always has made me mad. And I don't know how Marvel has gone unchecked about this.
First, to bring up the first point, Captain Marvel 2 is going to be coming out November the 11th, 2022.
That's
Black Panther 2 is coming out July 2022. So it's coming out, within the same order. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther came out first.
But Captain Marvel just came out.
It came out in 2019. We had
last year.
Everything was a delay.
That's fine, but okay.
So it'll be 3 years in between.
So 3 years versus 4 years.
Move it up a year. I'm just saying.
You also got you also got to pay. You also got to pay attention to the. You also got to pay attention to the like the way the story is being told as well. And the writers. I forgot the writers of Infinity War. They came out and they came out in the middle. It was like, no. The directors. I'm talking about the writers.
What was that? McFeely and whatever?
Yeah. They came out and said that was like, wow, we did not know that Black Panther was going to be so successful. If we did, we would have included him more.
Because they were
Civil War. He was the best part of Civil War.
They were writing Endgame and Infinity War at the same time as Civil War was coming out.
Right.
So they literally just did not know.
So you mean to tell me when y'all saw T'Challa beating the living shit out of Bucky and Steve bitch ass? I'm sorry for cursing. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please don't die. Please don't die. You mean to tell me when he was literally the best part of that movie, when you guys were filming that movie, when they saw that movie in the theaters, you didn't think, I think Negroes
they started filming Infinity War and Endgame before they started filming Black Panther.
Yeah, they should have, but they should have known when they were looking at the storyboard. They should have known.
T'Challa was let's be honest. T'Challa wasn't good at his own movie.
So let me
look at the storyboards. They should have known.
Let me add on though. I think what would have been needed would have been more, because I don't want to say there were no Black folks in the room. Shout out to Nate Moore. He's a producer on Civil War and on Infinity War and Black Panther. But I do think they would have needed more Black voices in that creative space to be like, hey, the people are gonna want this. They're going to like this Black Panther dude that y'all putting in here. Y'all need to put some more respect on his name. But to their
not know after what, like when you think back to when I was in the theater watching this, I was like, oh my God, this Black man is beating the hell out of these two white characters. He stole it.
Well, here's this.
Here's
this, Sharronda, is that they know now, and maybe they didn't know before because they didn't have the receipts, but now they do. They know how much money it's bringing in, now. and so now moving forward, things will be different. It may not be cool that it wasn't there before, but will it? Hopefully, yes. I think so.
Because even after they made $1 billion, it still took way too long to make it to Black Panther 2.
I don't see.
Well, I'm only gonna say, Brandon, it's only gonna take too long if the movie's not good. If the movie is straight fire, then people are gonna say, "I'm glad they took their time with it."
Like I said, we're gonna act like sports fans. If you give us a winning product, we gonna roll with it. Yeah,
I just don't know when else they could have done that. I mean, because the Avengers in Infinity War and Endgame, there was such a long. The whole movie, to both movies, took a year to shoot, and so after Endgame, we got the Spider-Man movie, and then the next movie we still haven't got one. It was Black Widow, and they had already announced Black Panther 2. So, excuse me, I don't know. I mean, you're not wrong, but I wouldn't use the word disrespect. What
was the gap between the Spider-Man movies?
Spider-Man came out July of 2019.
Okay.
And Infinity War came out end of April, beginning of May of 2019.
Was Spider-Man Far From Home? That
was a Sony movie too. Matter of fact, so Marvel had no control over Marvel had no control over the distribution of that movie.
I understand it, but they still had to make the movie in partnership with Sony. So you mean to tell me you got a Spider-Man Homecoming in 2017, then you got a Spider-Man Far From Home in 2019, and then they'll be done filming Spider-Man because they're filming it right now here in Atlanta. So you mean to tell me that you was able to put out all of them Spider-Man movies this whole time? You couldn't write a Black Panther 2.
I don't.
They put out a Spider-Man movie every 6 months.
I don't understand what you're asking.
Wait. There's something else that happened though. Chadwick also had another movie in between.
Okay.
21 Bridges.
Okay.
So I'm just saying scheduling is always a thing.
When he filmed 21 Bridges, He filmed that after Black Panther.
That was after Black Panther.
And then after 21 Bridges was done, he went and filmed Infinity War and Endgame. So you see how quick those turnarounds were. It was in the interview. That was literally like one of the interviews that came out when the person asked him about how does he deal
with that's right.
Gain weight and lose. Yeah, so
yeah, because it did get pushed back. I forgot that.
So when did you want Black Panther 2 to come out?
It should have been out.
When?
Now.
Not this year. Not this year.
In 2018, it came out at the beginning of 2018. We're in 2020.
But my question is, when all these movies start coming out, where are they going to come out to? Because all the theaters are going to be bankrupt. So where are they going to release them?
That ain't got nothing to do on why this movie is not already in the can.
Hold on.
Well, I'm glad it didn't come out. I'm glad it wasn't finished and looking at coming out this year, because then it would just be like every other major movie had been held up and pushed back.
It would have been made. It would have been made.
But you got to understand, sometimes the studio, they have to be reactionary to their own content to see how people receive it. Like,
so you mean
we haven't had any movie since Endgame done by the MCU. Because remember, instead of this, Black Widow was supposed to come out this May, but before that, it was supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But James Gunn was fired. I mean, it was because James Gunn was fired, and he went because of those dumbass tweets, and then he went over to Warner Brothers, and then he came back and all that. So.
Do you hear what you just said though? Why was the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 even being thought of before Black Panther 2?
Because it came out in 2016. What you mean?
But the second one wasn't even good.
That's subjective.
But why are we talking about? Like, I just don't understand.
Both Guardians were bomb.
Like I mean,
they were both incredible.
Hold on. I don't understand the outrage. Like,
here's the better question though. Here's the better question, because a lot of this stuff is based off of narrative, right? The first Black Panther really was to introduce us to Wakanda and so on and so forth. And then after that, when we see, his character and everything, it was meant to integrate with everything that happened with Thanos and the snap and all that. So the next question is, especially with Endgame taking place 5 years later, where are we? What are we doing with T'Challa or with Wakanda? I mean, because technically there's a 5-year gap where there's no Shuri, there's no T'Challa at all. Who knows who else got disappeared in that, in the blip or whatever. What did you have to work narratively with Black Panther 2 if we had done it earlier? That's all I'm asking.
Who said it had to follow in the same universe, though? I mean,
what?
But
no.
Captain Marvel went back to the 90s, and then she just popped up.
Oh, so you talking about like a prequel?
Who said we had to follow within the same timeline of what's happening in all of the Avengers movies? All I'm saying is, whether COVID happened or whatnot, Black Panther 2 should have already been written. When that made $1 billion,
I'm cool with that. I got no issue with that.
Y'all need to start shooting. But
they should have fast tracked that.
These excuses that you guys are giving me when we were getting Thor after Thor, Captain America after Captain America.
Too. Some of those Thor 2 was trash.
Yeah, Thor 2 was not that enjoyable.
I agree.
Sharronda, $1 billion in the MCU is kind of standard now as far as these films are concerned, because Captain Marvel 2 made $1.1 billion. Iron Man 3 made $1.2 billion, just like Black Panther did. So that's just it's not like Black Panther was the only one that hit $1 billion and everybody else didn't.
Captain Marvel came out after.
That's not what I was making.
But I'm just saying,
because you said Black Panther made $1 billion. I'm saying all these other films did as well.
I'm saying that there was a good movie.
Okay.
With a great movie, okay,
that
made $1 billion, and we still don't have a script 2 years later. I'm going to say 3 years later, because that's just from when it came out. Okay,
where is this coming from? There's no script.
There is. What do you mean? He just finished the script this year. He had just Chadwick the script, and Chadwick read the script. That just happened this year. 2 years later.
Now, is it possible that some of this could be on Coogler?
I mean,
I'm just saying, is it possible creatively he was just like, I want to take a break?
My time.
I don't know, because it's not like they're all that forthcoming with all the behind the scenes details and stuff.
You think if Disney really wanted this movie that they was gonna be like, oh, okay, Ryan, take the time you need. Just do what you need to do.
Yes. If you're the director that made us 1.3 billion, take whatever time you need. Here's all the money you can have.
Directors making y'all over $1 billion too. I mean, all I'm saying is that
I wouldn't rush Ryan Coogler. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, yo, if it takes you 3 years to give us another great product that you did, cool. We got the cash for you. If you want to make it 2 years, let's go. But if Ryan says, man, I don't know, I need a break, you really gonna argue with that? I don't know.
You think Kevin answers to Ryan or Ryan answers to Kevin?
I think because of the cultural impact, Ryan calls a little bit more shots right now.
Right.
They don't even care about the cultural impact. I mean,
that's what made Black Panther so popular.
But you can say that Captain Marvel made cultural impact. It was the first.
I didn't say that.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Captain Marvel, dude?
You talking to?
Let me finish. Captain Marvel was his first female-led superhero film that cost $1 billion. So for the culture of women, yeah, that's a cultural impact. It might not be Black people, but it's women. So,
but it was Boo Boo.
Guess what?
Wonder Woman was good,
but you're getting your movie, you're getting your sequel. I mean, I guess I'm retarded or something. I don't understand. Like
y'all were making all these excuses as to why I'm trying to ask you guys why as clockwork every 2 years I got a Spider-Man movie. Every 2 years.
Because Spider-Man no.
I think you got it mixed up. I think it's every 6 months.
2 points.
I think it's every 6 months.
2 points. First of all, point number one, globally, Spider-Man has always been a more popular character than Black Panther. It just Sony's retarded ass keeps driving it into the ground because they suck at production. And then two, I forgot my other point I was trying to make.
Sony is contractually obligated to also.
Thank you.
They lose the rights.
They make a new Spider-Man every 6 months.
Yeah, they literally have to make a film every 2 years. That's why they were so desperate after the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's part of the contract. I mean, that's been all in the news for the longest.
If you make a Spider-Man every 2 years, you mean to tell me that you can't make a Black Panther movie every 2 years?
I agree with you. But that is
good though too. You can't just make them. They need to be good.
I don't want a machine. I don't want a generic just chuck it out. I want good quality, and I think everybody is willing to wait for good quality. Even if you're at a restaurant, you're gonna wait for good food versus just give it to me now and it's all rushed.
Right, but here's also the thing, Sharronda, is that if they screw up Black Panther, we don't get second chances. So
that's true too.
Spider-Man can mess up and be garbage, and they'll do it again and again and again. If they mess up Black Panther, we may not see Black Panther again.
And another thing is Spider-Man, there are double, maybe even triple the amount of story arc within the Spider-Man lore than it is Black Panther. That's just it. I mean, if you really wanted to, they could have 15 solo Spider-Man movies if they wanted to with him. I mean, his rogue gallery is just that big. And then you have to
when are we getting a live action Miles Morales?
Can y'all highlight I'm Batman real quick for me? Highlight I'm Batman. I'm trying to understand something. What am I projecting? All I'm telling you is how often certain films come out. Okay, whether they're good or bad, that's a problem.
You're talking about one property, and that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the only
one property though.
What other solo movies in the MCU are getting fast tracked more than Black Panther?
Let me go to Captain America.
The very beginning of the MCU. I mean, that's the very beginning of the MCU.
When was the first Cap? Because I know Winter Soldier.
2011.
So there was a 3-year gap because it was 2014.
And Captain America was trash.
And then Civil War
was 2016.
Civil War was 2016.
We had Winter Soldier in 2014.
2014, right?
So you're not saying that Winter Soldier was trash, right?
2016.
No one's saying that, are they?
No one's saying what?
That Winter Soldier was trash. No one's saying that.
Oh, that's top tier. That's
top five. Okay. I thought somebody had lost their mind for a minute. I was like, wait a minute.
Top
No,
three.
we have to end the call. We have to end the call.
Rhonda, like I see what you're saying. Like, given the success of Black Panther, you know, it should be priority for them to push it out. I mean, that
agree
doesn't
with
make
that.
sense. I think we do agree there. I just don't understand, like, when was the movie supposed to come out? Like, if you have, I mean, the first one came out in 2018. So 3 years later, it's 2021. That's next year. We're not even in 2021 yet.
No, it should have came out every 2 years. Because what y'all not understanding is, just because it comes out every 2 years, they still had to film it a year prior. So if Winter Soldier came out in 2014, that means that they were filming Civil War in 2015 for it to come out in 2016. So the point that I've been trying to make is, at this point, before the pandemic, Black Panther 2 should have been shot in the can.
But they also
Like,
probably understand they probably
they should have been shooting Black Panther.
They should have
But they
been
also understand that if they don't make this movie right, they're not going to get another one. They have to take their time and get it right. They're not the people who are making Black Panther are not the people that are making Captain America. They're not the people that are making Spider-Man.
Did they not?
It's not excuses. It's reality.
Soldier right, and then they popped out another movie a year later, and they got Civil War right. I feel like, why can't we? Why?
Because they get second chances and we don't.
But it's not, to me, it's not about a second chance, because I know the caliber of Ryan Coogler's work. So I know that if he would have did it 5 years in the future from now, if he would have did it a year later, it was going to be top tier quality work. There's no difference between what Ryan Coogler does for Black Panther than what the Russo brothers did for Captain America. So there's
I'm not talking about the quality of his work. I'm talking about how it resonates with the audience.
The white people doing it.
But I'm not talking about the quality of his work. I'm talking about if it resonates with the audience. If it does not resonate with the audience and we don't get a second chance.
But why wouldn't it, though? That's my point.
Maybe it's not timely. Maybe
if Russo brothers do it, then Ryan Coogler can do it. I'm that confident in him.
Hold on, you got somebody that agrees with you 100%.
I agree with it. Like, so I agree too. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I still think that there was hesitation on Marvel's part, mainly because when you have something that you don't know what to do with, you're not about to just jump right in, you know. And keep in mind, like, it's still a lot of predominantly white folks making these decisions. The fact that they didn't even give Black Panther a second thought in 2016, when he was already like I would say a hot component, because I wanted to see Civil War because of Black Panther before Spider-Man was even talked about, you know? So the fact that they didn't see that at that time, when they actually got this gold in their hand, I felt like they were just like, yo, we just hit the lotto. Where do we don't know what to do with this money yet. So I would have been cool if they would have started production in 2019 and given us a Black Panther now. That would have been great. Where they would have gone narratively with it, I don't know, but you know, I can tell you right now,
Black Panther was out there right now and it was getting pushed back endlessly because of COVID, it would be driving me crazy. So I'm happy it's not done.
I mean, that's circumstantial. But
it is.
Quick, Drew Pate for the super chat, $5. I appreciate it. You would think with how good Black Panther did, we could have gotten a Wakanda show on Disney Plus in between that 4 years.
Thank you.
Yes.
I give you that. But
thank you.
My thing with
that's easier to do.
I agree with that 100%, but it's like, to me, that's just like common sense. I know that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, they're going to, like, well before this announcement, I'm like, we probably going to get a Dora Milaje show. We could, you know, have like an 8 episode, 10 episodes, like 5 episodes of a Black Panther show, then a movie, and then the next week another 5. But I mean, Sharronda, you're not wrong. I think the difference, you're not wrong. I think the difference is just our taste and opinion, you know what I'm saying? Because me personally, as a fan, I don't want any besides Spider-Man, I will admit, I don't want any of the characters that I love to be coming out back to back every 2 years. I'm cool with every 3 or 4 years because I want to see as many characters as possible, because I don't want them to saturate our eyeballs with Black Panther too early in the MCU. So, I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not saying Sharronda's wrong. I don't think Sharronda's wrong. I'm not willing to say she's right yet.
to the woman saying something. I don't really care. Highlight Jason Kelly. I'm not talking about y'all. Highlight Jason Kelly real quick. Because you saying that I think the MCU should only push Black Panther. That's not what I'm saying. See, y'all misunderstand it. So let me be clear what I'm saying. What I am saying is that all properties that are in Marvel that are doing well, that have good movies, they should be given the same priority as the other characters. That is all that I'm saying.
100%. 100. I agree with you 100%. I just personally feel that they are doing that though. That's just why.
How are they doing that when you guys just brought up that you literally had the Dora Milaje right there, and there's not a Disney show?
There should have been. I said that from the top.
So how can you tell me that they're taking the Black Panther franchise? Like, how can you tell me that they're taking it seriously and there's not a Dora Milaje show?
Whoa. You hold on. I just want to make sure I understand you. You really think that the studio, Marvel Disney, is not taking the Black Panther franchise seriously?
Do you have a Dora Milaje show?
We don't have any shows.
Do you have Dora?
Every show that has been announced is based off something that already came before Black Panther. Every show, Hawkeye,
Miss Marvel,
WandaVision,
Miss Marvel.
But we don't. That's
Miss Marvel.
Let me
That's a spinoff for Captain Marvel.
Let me answer your question. We have a Falcon and the Winter Soldier show based off the Captain America character that came out in 2011. Okay, we have a Hawkeye show.
Technically not though, because that's based off of what happened in Endgame. That show is entirely based off what happened in Endgame.
The show is centered around Captain America's lore. Though Falcon and the Winter Soldier are Captain America characters. Captain America was in
I understand they're Captain American characters, but all of these things take place after Endgame happened.
That's not what you're changing your argument.
I said the same thing. The things that take place in WandaVision, the things that take place in Captain America, in the Winter Soldier and the Falcon, the things that take place in Loki are all results.
And guess what? The characters of WandaVision and Vision were in the MCU before Black Panther, so they're going to get a show before Black Panther. Everything is happening.
Don't nobody give a flying rat's ass about Wanda.
That is subjective. That is subjective. We have to understand the universe.
That's fine. I'm gonna give you that. So, what about Secret Invasion?
Hold on.
What about Secret Invasion? That's after. Captain Marvel came out after Black Panther.
And it's based off of Nick Fury, who started the MCU.
Now, Nick Fury black ass and been in every movie. You can't even that. Secret Invasion still has to do with Captain Marvel.
I'm just asking for some consistency here.
I'm giving you consistency.
My popcorn.
No. What I'm saying is every Disney show that is every Marvel show that is popping on Disney Plus is based off a character in the MCU that came before Black Panther. That's what I'm saying. Every show. Winter Soldier and Falcon are based off of Captain America, who was the first 5 in the MCU.
She-Hulk, Secret Invasion.
She-Hulk is based off of Hulk. Hulk was the second. He came out in 2008.
We don't acknowledge
that. It was the second. No. The Incredible Hulk was the second character. Huh?
Y'all go sit up here on Al Gore's internet and tell me that all these Al Gore's internet are more important than Black Panther. Y'all
Sharronda, you just said She-Hulk. Hulk was the second Hulk. She-Hulk comes from the Hulk character, and actually, literally in the comics, Hulk came out in 2008. Black Panther came out 10 years later. So why should Black Panther have a show before She-Hulk? That doesn't make sense.
Because Black Panther is a more interesting character. Y'all mean to tell me y'all fiending for Marvel?
So
y'all fiending for She-Hulk.
So Black Panther is more popular than Hulk. Black Panther is more popular than Hulk.
Yeah, they won't even give Hulk his own damn movie. Yes,
because Universal owns the rights, ma'am. Because they can't. They legally they cannot make a Hulk movie. They
would have. They would have.
You mean to tell me that they can strike a deal with Sony and they can strike a deal with Universal?
Marvel. Hey, that's on them. That's not on Marvel.
And Jason, stop. Hold on.
I just want to say that's on the other company. They don't want to
But Jason, stop telling me that I'm emotional, okay? Because I'm doing nothing but sitting here and you because I have a vagina that you think that I'm emotional.
Yeah,
Like,
chill with that.
all I'm saying,
Jason, hold on. Let me speak to Jason. Jason,
like,
if you want to get under a woman's nerves, don't call her emotional. That doesn't do it.
yeah, like how am I
You have to call her hysterical, and then you get under her nerves. But don't go there. Don't do that. I'm just telling you, do it. Do it right.
I'm emotional because I'm saying y'all really sitting up here telling me that y'all care more about a Riri Williams TV show. Y'all care more about a She-Hulk TV show.
I care about Riri.
So you will.
I'm just saying I care about a little black girl getting highlighted. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying y'all don't care, but I'm saying
okay.
You will rather see Miss Marvel, Riri Williams, She-Hulk. You would rather see all these things before a Black Panther spinoff TV show.
I'll give you that. I will give you that part. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna agree with you. I will agree with you that they should have announced a Black Panther show before Ironheart, before Riri Williams. I will give you that 100%. Okay, so I will give you that argument. You are 100% right. I'll say it again. Everybody out there, they should have announced a Black Panther show before Ironheart, Riri Williams. Sharronda, you win that. You got it. Okay.
Okay, this show that they should have, it should be Liberation, and it should be Killmonger.
Chill out, man.
And within that show, we will then get to see Storm. So we will then get to see Storm in there.
All I was saying was that besides Ironheart, every single Disney Plus Marvel show is being based on a MCU character that came before Black Panther. That's all.
So what you're saying? So your argument is they're going in chronological order.
Yes, because Hawkeye, first time Hawkeye popped up in the MCU was in 2011 in the Thor movie.
I don't think that's actually correct. Because what about Moon Knight? What about Blade? Well, I mean, some of these were.
Yeah.
I'm just look.
Moon Knight.
Hawkeye show.
Well, Moon Knight, no, but Blade.
You know what? I don't think we weren't.
Movie.
But the actors and stuff were.
See, last time I mentioned Blade, you guys went in on me.
I think that was internal because I've never cared about Hawkeye.
Hold on, I gotta. You know what? I gotta. It's funny. I gotta agree with you, Shani D. She said, "No, that's not the comment I wanted. Where's it at?" Sharronda has come in and breathed new life into the stream because I was about to end it, and she came in like, "No,
this is why I don't participate in comic book stuff, like because it's like everybody want to argue with me about saying something, but everything I just said is the same stuff that somebody else gonna say, and y'all gonna agree with them. This is why I don't participate in this stuff because
you're welcome. You're
I'm not talking about you guys, but I really do get. Yeah, I hate that shit. Like, don't say, because if I was anybody else, you wouldn't even challenge me on this. And in the grand scheme of things, y'all don't give a damn about no Miss Marvel. Y'all don't give a damn about no She-Hulk. We ain't never gave a damn about Hawkeye. We ain't never gave a damn about Wanda or Vision. Like, come on now.
I mean,
not Wanda, but Vision.
I mean, yeah, but you can't. Come on now. We can't have all Black Panther though. We got to spread it out for everybody. This is a global market.
I understand, but that's fine if they would have announced Dora Milaje coming in 5 years, but they didn't announce nothing.
Like I said, I'll give you that.
They didn't announce anything.
You would have watched that. I will give you Ironheart and Moon Knight. I will give you that. So yeah, I'll give you that.
And Ms. Marvel. That's after Black Panther.
But that's tied to Captain Marvel.
Secret Invasion is still after too, because both of those shows are tied to Captain Marvel, and she didn't come out until after Black.
That's also true.
That's the Nick Fury tie-in right there, though. Nick Fury started the whole thing. So.
There was no Nick Fury in Skrulls, though. It's about Skrulls.
Wait. There was no Nick Fury in Skrulls?
No.
What?
We didn't learn that until Captain Marvel. Hence why they're doing Nick Fury and Talos.
Oh, you're talking about the MCU? I thought you were talking about the comic.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, look. She's right. She's right that they have. I mean, both of y'all are right to an extent. Yes.
Just because she's right doesn't mean you can't disagree with
They are basing a majority of the new shows coming, and new movies off of older properties, but they just so happen to skip over Black Panther, and they also started announcing other stuff, that takes place after Black Panther. So they did hop the line. Now, whether that was for an emotional reason, whether that was for a financial reason, whether that was scheduling, whether it was just straight up bias, that part we don't actually know.
Right. So
unfortunately, but it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. They did skip the line. They did skip. Panther should have been somewhere, something Wakanda related should have been in that announcement time frame somewhere. Because they done told us everything for the next 2-3 years.
Okay. Yeah. So Sharronda, I want to just shout you out personally. Hold on, I messed up the thing.
You ain't gotta shout me out.
No. Because I want to shout you out because I like somebody that is not afraid to give their opinion if it's not popular, if it's not if it's not shared with everybody else. And you did that fearlessly, so I respect that. So kudos to you.
Do you feel like there is gender bias in the comic book world?
You goddamn. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord.
No, you're good.
There is. It really is.
It is.
This is why people be like, Sharronda, why don't you talk about this stuff? Because y'all just not ready. Y'all not ready.
We are ready. That's why we're talking with you about it. We are ready.
Sexuality bias. There's a lot of bias.
Well, you're definitely going to be coming back because I love this fire. I think it's the waves.
They just. I mean, but it pisses me off because when people be like, "Oh, why aren't there black women in the space of time?" Because of this shit, and it's what it is. Because if I had blonde hair, blue eyes, and some titties up here sitting up, y'all wouldn't have no issues with what I'm saying, baby.
You do be having them.
There's too much gatekeeping.
Like it's annoying. It's literally annoying.
First of all, brown eyes are beautiful, and you do have titties sitting up, and I don't really care about blonde hair.
Thank you.
So,
I wasn't gonna say that, but I don't want to be inappropriate. You've been having them out in your lives and stuff.
Is that inappropriate?
Maybe I need to. Should I do that when people take me seriously? Then
no, come here with a blonde wig.
I'm just
come in with a blonde wig.
I'd be like, damn, like it's just.
I'm sorry, like that's. I'm thinking
you gotta get up there. You gotta start twerking and put some like MCU animation behind you or something.
I should twerk my opinions. Maybe they'll.
Man, hell no.
There you go.
I'll be so disappointed. Like,
well, hey, Sharronda, I hear you. I hear you.
Sharronda, I really would like to hear more about how you feel about some of the gender bias in the whole comic book world, the movie review world, all that stuff. Because because there is a lot of the boys talk that goes on, and if there's no voices in the room, it's a lot like with black folks and white folks. If there's no voices in the room, then you never hear the different opinions.
But this is why people don't speak, because it's just like, for me, I'm all about protecting my energy, and this is why I don't get involved in these conversations, because I do have very strong opinions about how some of the things are done. And I think that, for me, I remember I did a video when Infinity War came out, and I did a video about how they disrespected Wakanda. They literally came and effed Wakanda all the way up, did a couple of chants, and just we don't care about Black Panther, y'all. So we just gonna come and F up your homeland, and then we gonna get the hell up out of there. So it's just like, and then when I say black men attack me, black men attacked me and literally said I was wrong. And what is the number one issue we have with Infinity War? We say it wasn't enough Black Panther.
Hold on, I gotta address this real quick. Marlon's music moment. Sharronda made some good points, but ain't nobody. Grace is cool. She does her thing. She works hard, but
I think they different realm, because Grace get away with a lot of stuff. She get away with a lot of slander.
Grace need a little bit more criticism too. Let's get funky.
But let me say something, and it's World War III up in here, okay? So this is
we family up in here,
No, it's fine. But I'm just saying, when people be like, "Hey, Sharronda, why don't you do this?" It's this is why I don't do it. That's why I don't do it, because I was emotional.
What's
My-
wrong with
Hey man,
what's wrong
hold
with
on,
having
come on.
emotion?
They're full of it. Okay, she owned the second half of the convo on movie sequencing, and these guys embarrassed themselves. Hey
Yeah,
man, I mean that's your
I
opinion.
barely thought.
You know what I'm saying? That's no.
I barely said anything.
I'm gonna go ahead and I won the argument as far as the shows based off of previous MCU characters, except for
No.
Moon Knight and
All
Ironheart.
right, you did, right.
No.
Yeah,
I will die on that hill.
This is
First of all, let me just say this:
All
you cannot embarrass yourself in an argument with a black woman because you are not expected at any point to win it. So you can't embarrass yourself. Most you can do is
I'm not
hope to hold your
co-signing
own.
nothing Larry says about
I
Let
won
me just
that
make
part
that
of the
very
conversation.
clear.
Hold
for
on,
the
hold on.
duration of this conversation.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna be petty as hell. Where's the thing at right here? So let's see here. Ant-Man. No, that's a movie. That's not a. So I Am Groot. Guardians of the Galaxy came out in what 2016, I believe. Okay.
14.
And so both of these Armor Wars, War Machine. That's Iron Man 1 right there. Okay, so that was before Black Panther.
Don't skip Ironheart because that's new. Don't
I
skip
already
Ironheart.
gave it a win.
Don't skip Moon Knight.
I already gave it a win. So
Okay.
you're not paying attention, my brother.
Okay.
So and
Rolling kind of fast. That's all.
so She-Hulk is based off 2008's Hulk that came before Black Panther. Hawkeye came before Black Panther, and Captain Marvel. Well, Miss Marvel tied to Captain. No, I lost that one. Did I lose that one too? I guess I did. So it's all right. So 3-3. We call it a tie. But
Now, you 0 for 6, but it's okay.
where's this math coming from? No. This was fun.
I think you might be losing on style points at this time. At this point, you know,
not good. I'm glad. Man, where's Lamont at, man? You know that would have been epic. But good point.
I'm glad you come in here with your fire and your flavor. I appreciate it.
Look, this is my first and last live. Shit.
Oh,
Here you go.
I'm supposed to be ordering clothes for my trip. Y'all got me, my blood pressure high. Now I gotta go.
Wow, you have three of us.
Gospel music.
You have three of us agreeing with you.
Yeah, we on your side. You made some valid points. You know. No, come on, Sharronda.
But you know me. You know me.
Good.
I'm gonna disagree with you even when I agree with you.
Okay.
Because that's just how we roll.
I don't know about she. Well, some people talking about they owned us. I mean, she owned us, but it's all good. Well,
okay.
we are coming up on the 2-hour mark. Are there anybody in the live chat that has something? Anybody want to super chat like $1,000? Go ahead. No, anybody in the chat have anything they else want to say? Says no, you are all great. Larry with the 22. Saying
Can we all give Sharronda a shout out for that fire ass sweatshirt though?
Let me see. Stand up.
I legitimately had this on all day. So
that is dope.
See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all that means right there. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing out. Y'all have any closing thoughts before we go?
Yeah, Sharronda, if I ever come see you, I hope you hide that sweatshirt because I'm gonna get you. It's gonna be in my luggage when I leave, and then I'm gonna wear it on my live stream.
disrespectful.
Shanny D, are you a subscriber?
That is called nothing but love right there. That is nothing but love.
Say, hey, Shanny D wants you to come back. She's been showing you a lot of love. So,
You know?
Shanny, I love you. I ain't coming back.
You can't.
damn, I'm hurt.
Oh man.
Okay,
She'll be back.
I guess I gotta put her.
If any of y'all ever mention the points that I have mentioned, I will put y'all on blast until the end of time, and I will come back to this chat. Okay, I will timestamp and say, "Remember, on this day at this time, you said this."
No, but
So basically, what she's saying is, if you want her back on the show, you need to go ahead and bite all of her arguments, take all of them, use them, and make her so upset that she has to come back and embarrass you.
I'm just saying.
So we got 130. I think we had 150 at one point, but we got 136 people, watching the live right now. If all of y'all could do me a favor and hit the like button, it would really help out a lot. You can hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the share button. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a good time, and I want these type of discussions to continue. Also, real quick, please subscribe to everybody right here. Okay, it's right there. It's really easy. All you got to do is just click that button right there. And if you like this discussion, you can get more by subscribing to everybody. So go ahead and do that real quick.
Thank you, Matt Press.
What they say?
They subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, and so this is more to come. I was about to say something else, but I forgot.
They all gonna get cursed out when it's live in. Just want y'all to know this.
Oh yeah.
Why I gotta be involved in this? See, first of all,
this is like a storm. Like behind.
I don't mind. I'm a glutton for punishment. So
be a
I
bunch
hear
of
the
mother
everything,
effers
and now I'm getting clumped up with these two.
Yeah,
What I do?
How does this end?
Oh, you know what? I will say this though. Sharronda came in and co-signed my Killmonger's theory, my Killmonger idea. So I'm good with her. I'm good with her from now until she goes against me.
Let the record show that I was always in full support of a Disney Plus show for Wakanda.
Oh yes, that's what I was going to say. That's what
I said that from the top.
Yeah, a Killmonger show called The Liberation.
Thank you very much,
like
Fillmore Pockets, for the super chat. And I just want to say, what am I trying to say? I forgot that quick.
You know, I want to tell Fillmore Pockets. Fillmore Pockets earlier said something about let black girls have their superhero characters, and black women do have their superhero characters. I mean, I feel like Black Panther was filled with all kinds of positive images for black women, and they have Nubia that's coming on the DC side, you know, and Captain Marvel has their joint coming. So there's
plenty Nubia coming.
Sometime soon, I think after that, I think the next Wonder Woman is supposed to have Nubia in it. No, the one after 84.
It is?
I think so.
Who said that?
I read it somewhere.
Man, don't be bringing that we got it covered
over
here.
I can get it. Maybe I have it wrong, but I could have sworn I read that somewhere that she's in the next one.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Yep. And also, here you go, Sharronda. Miss Kim Lee said, Miss Sharronda, you made my day, girl. Go ahead and acknowledge your shout out.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to place my order. I got a trip. This was what I'm supposed to be doing instead of arguing with y'all fools today.
Oh, damn.
Man, I'm not coming on here no more.
I ain't going to invite you back.
I ain't coming on here no more either, because y'all got me all up in the bad company now. Now I'm just lumped up with y'all. And
but no, just to be clear, no. On the cool, just to be clear, you did make a good point. They should have announced a Black Panther show before Moon Knight Secret Invasion in our heart. So very, very, very good point. Very thought out. Very,
and She-Hulk.
Huh?
She-Hulk.
And Armor Wars. And
Hawk. No, I won't say Armor Wars.
Like,
don't they have Wakanda Land at Disneyland now? Don't they have Wakanda in Disneyland now?
I think that's in development, but I don't think it's like
it's not finished yet.
It's like in the project stage or whatever.
Okay. But Eman, last words, sir. Last words.
Man, look, we came on here talking about the news about whether or not T'Challa should be recast. I'll reiterate my point of basically we can do two things at once. We can honor the real life Chadwick Boseman and not have to cut off the character of T'Challa, because he does have a lot of story left to tell. I think we can do that and still elevate other characters. I am in full agreement and full support. And like I said, I'm cool if we push back Black Panther 2 and give us a series that fully develops Wakanda and the other characters as well. And then, of course, give us Black Panther 2 after that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to Marvel. We're gonna have to deal with it one way or another. But yeah, I'm totally with I am not for Marvel's decision not to recast T'Challa.
Okay. Larry, I'm moving to see you, sir. Thank you very much, Eman. I agree with everything you said. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Larry, last words.
Yeah, I would love to see a. I'm gonna cut his mic.
If he said Killmonger,
No, I'm just saying I would love to see a show based off of the Black Panther characters. It doesn't have to be in Wakanda for me. It could be somewhere else. I would be okay if those characters were somewhere else in the world. They don't have to be in Wakanda. They can be Wakandan characters. Like I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't know, some war. I wouldn't mind seeing a series about the War Dogs.
The War Dogs would be cool.
That would be dope. And you could have, of course, somebody out there who is funding the War Dogs properly and arming them properly so they can liberate all Black people from the oppressors. And who would that be? But Killmonger.
Already, man. Thank you, Larry. I do appreciate you.
Cut his mic.
And I gotta, Sharronda, you gotta say the best for last, ma'am. I do appreciate you. Very good points. You're welcome back anytime. What are your last words, ma'am?
Be blessed and protect your energy.
Already. Be blessed and protect your energy.
Somebody about to get cut.
Oh,
You know what I'm
also wear a mask so that all of y'all can be around to catch all these next movies. You know?
Yes. But guys, that is it for tonight. I want to thank y'all so much again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Subscribe to everybody. Tune in. The next video I'm going to be posting is going to be my Power Episode 7 review. I do appreciate it again. Follow me on social media, just my opinion 84. Follow everybody, right? Just follow everybody. Hit all the follow, like, and subscribe buttons. And again, guys, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery. And it's just not just my opinion, it's just our opinions. Peace.
Peace.